It now being 5 PM, I hereby call the April 13th, 2026 meeting of the Plympton Board of Selectmen to order. This meeting is being recorded for public viewing by Area 58. The recording is not considered an official record of the board, and the approved minutes of the meeting will serve as the official record of the proceedings. First item on our agenda tonight is going to be the approval of a contract for the executive assistant to the Board of Selectmen and the town administrator. I'm making a motion to approve that contract.
Second?
And all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And in related, the next item on the agenda is the appointment of Bridget Martins as the executive assistant from July 1st, 2026 through June 30th of 2029. I make a motion to approve the appointment and to move forward with that. Second?
Yep.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, and the third item on our agenda for tonight is the approval of the Plympton Fire Union Collective Bargaining Agreement. And that will be in effect from July 1st of 2026 through June 30th of 2029. Make a motion to approve the Plympton Fire Union Collective Bargaining Agreement. I have a second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Our fourth item on our agenda is in regards to concerns for the Town Property Committee's use of a private Gmail. And I believe you wanted to make some comments on that. I wasn't sure if you had concerns on that.
Sure, yeah, I'll address it. First of all, it's not just TPC. It's any town board or committee. It's been mentioned a couple of times previously here as a forum that use of a personal email address is not appropriate for conducting town business. It's been mentioned at least a couple of times here, and some folks are continuing to do so. A further concern arises out of this because when there is access to such tools as Google Docs for viewing and editing documents by multiple people on the same committee, that constitutes an open meeting law violation because it is, in essence, deliberating over that document without a posted meeting. So for those reasons, the board has decided to take the action of making a recommendation, making a decision that any official town committee or board will not use any personal Gmail or Hotmail or Outlook or any of those other email addresses, and will use the tools that are provided to them by the town for conducting business. I can maybe make a motion, right?
Mr. Moran?
Yes, a question. In the past, town emails were not available. Town boards and things always used private. We had to. The town wouldn't give us emails. Is that available to all town boards now? There's nobody left out as far as town emails are concerned, people that are on different boards and committees and things like that?
All the boards and committees are eligible to have an email address from the town assigned to them. And then further, say like Board of Health, for example, you guys also have your own town email addresses as well as Kathy, as far as like being the administrative assistant. So, yeah, the emails are available.
if you want to request one, you can email me. Michael, our IT specialist, is here on Thursdays. And I can always send something to him. If that works.
So I'll make a motion that the town prohibit use of personal email addresses for conducting official town business.
Second.
Say more than that?
No, I think that's.
I think that covers it. I second that.
Okay.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Hey, did you do the motion for that?
Email
I did,
motion.
yeah.
Did.
Yeah. Did a good job, too, just in case you were wondering.
I was listening. Kind of, sort of.
Okay, the next item on our agenda is an update from the Town Properties Committee in regards to the fire station citations and mitigation steps. I believe we have two members of the Town Properties Committee, so,
Yeah, Pierre Boyer, 8 Colchester Street, Chairman of the Town Properties Committee. In regards to the fire station citations,
Mr. Boyer, not to interrupt, but would you be able to come up to speak into our microphone here so that everybody can hear a little bit better, sir? Thank you.
in regards to the property, the citations, there was a notice this week that went out from the chief and the Recreation Committee where there was a leak in one of the pipes that lead out to the snack shack. And the Recreation Committee secured a quote on that, and the fire chief approved that, and she's going to be working with the Recreation Committee to submit the project over to the Selectmen for their knowledge and to determine next steps. Regarding any of the other citation notices, no updates from the last updates that we provided in regards to this. 2 citations that have been approved by the state that allows us short-term solutions in order for us to keep moving forward. We're in the process of developing a project plan that will outline the next steps for the remaining citations so that we are in accordance with what the state requirements are. I'll work with the fire chief, or we'll work with the fire chief in order to get that, in order to set that project plan in place and move it forward over the next 90 days. In regards to fire station planning, we have a meeting on Wednesday, April 15th, to continue to educate everyone in regards to data that we've developed we've gathered over the last few months. So we'll be doing that on Wednesday. We did send out an application to the House and Senate for congressional directed spending or funding. We won't know until probably next year. But basically what that is it's federal government will set certain earmarks for money for public safety buildings and other buildings that the towns are requiring, municipalities, and hopefully we'll get some of that. That would be, if we got any money, it would be, it's not a grant, it's a grant, but you don't have to pay it back. It's just, it's attributed to the project that the federal government, not the state government, the federal government sets aside for projects like this. We'll continue to work on additional grants and funding too, which is, we have to be a little bit further along in order to apply for some other grants that we have. We're also paying attention to some of the bills that are out there with the federal government and the states. There are a couple of ongoing bills that are out there with both the state and the feds in regards to specifically public safety building and fundings, but nothing's been brought to a vote or enacted at this point in time. And now, based off of the last couple of previous meetings with the Selectmen, Town Council basically recommended that the fire station project needs to start from scratch. We've already been starting from scratch, as everyone knows, and so we're going to, now that we got that formalized, we're going to develop a project plan around that. That'll probably take us into the end of the year and beginning of next year to formalize what the final solution would be, working with everyone, working with all the committees and working with the residents of the town. Front door project, Front door project, we'll be working with the selectmen. Selectmen voted at not the last meeting, I think it was the previous meeting before that, where they voted to have Habib and Associates come in and be the project manager for that project. So Town Property Committee will be working closely with Habib and Associates when we get final notice from the selectmen that the contract has been signed by, so they can move forward as the project manager for the front door project. And the lastly, so water project. So the water project, at that same meeting, the selectmen voted to remove the water project from the Town Property Committee. It was on the recommendation of Town Council. The project was about 90% complete, so Town Council thought it would be better to have the selectmen oversee that. And so the selectmen will be taking over that project going forward. That should be all the updates from Town Property Committee.
Mr. Boyer? Mr. Boyer? Do you have a timeline? You said there's no updates, nothing's been accomplished on the mitigation of the citations at the existing fire station. Do you have a timeline for when?
Yeah, so the
expect
project
to
plan is
have-
going to be 0 to 90 days. So it's within 90 days, we'll have the project plan. We're going to assign ownership to each one of the citations. 2 of the citations have been approved tentatively by the state because of what the policies that the chief has implemented. And so we're going to, and one of the other things, we're going to make sure that Town Property is on all communication from the state and the fire chief in regards to all the citations. But the project plan will be listed out over 90 days and establish all steps that we're going to take place within those 90 days.
Okay, I understand that, but when was day 0? I mean, it seems like we've been working on this for 90 days now.
Yeah, the plan, we'll publish the plan on Wednesday, and then we'll work with the fire chief going forward in order to establish that. We also need to understand what type of funding is available to fix some of the issues that are there.
Funding is not your concern. Your concern is coming up with a plan, and then it's up to us and the accountant and the town administrator to find funding, and the finance committee to find funding sources. So please don't let that bog you down.
Okay, well, the last time we brought an electrician over to the fire chief, and he went, when we first started the project, and the fire chief went in, the person went in and evaluated it, and then the fire chief didn't want to move forward with that, so that's why we didn't pursue anything further. But we can push it forward and go out and get bids on some of these, and then we present it to the selectmen and over the next 90 days and see where we go from there.
So you said we would have a plan in place, not a plan in place, we'll have a plan announced on Wednesday.
Yep.
So there has been progress made, you just aren't ready to share it tonight.
I don't have the plan finalized yet.
So there has been progress made, you're just not ready to share it tonight.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
Did you want to list what your projects were that you did get approved? You said 2 were approved?
Yeah, I don't know them off the top of my head. I'd have to go back and look at the notes, but it's been announced at previous meetings, both at the last selectmen's meeting we presented in, and as well as every meeting we have, we present the 2 citations that have been approved by the state for temporary solutions.
Mr. Boyer, also on the federal government earmark you were looking at, it has no payback. Do you know how much that grant would be for? Or,
We applied for $3 million.
okay.
Yeah, normally, from what the research we did, they normally, in these type of projects, they would normally approve anywhere between 1 and 5 million. So we went in for 3 to see if we get something out of the deal.
And just to be clear, you're also pursuing other ones as well, you said? There was something,
Yeah, there's other
state
ones, there's a
funding.
few other bills that are out there that we have to pay attention to see if the federal government or state government moves them forward at all. But there's a few other ones we can do around site clearing and work like that, and some of the studies that the town's done before. There's grants for that that's available. And then there's another one, I think, a USDA grant that will cover some of, it's not necessarily a free grant, but it'd be a grant where you can get low interest rate loans, and there may be some money that's contributed towards that.
Okay. Anything further, Mr. Sides?
No, thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Boyer.
Could I just ask if in future, when we are going to be added to an agenda, could we be notified ahead of time? Because that's sort of an issue. this meeting was posted, and then that, with the, clear agenda items. And we were notified, I think around the same night. March 23rd, same instance, agenda was posted, then we were invited. I was in New Orleans. It would be nice if we just had a heads up, hey, we're gonna put you on the agenda,
Of course.
not within 48 hours. Please.
Definitely not an unreasonable ask.
I think the expectation is that we get regular updates from your committee.
I
So
understand that. I just
let's
want
plan on
regular-
doing this once a month, at least,
Mhm.
if not more frequently.
All right, any further discussion?
I'm good?
Good. Okay, next item is warrants paid.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you that, that's upstairs.
Hmm.
You didn't write it down. Keep going. I'll go get it.
Okay, we'll go to, we'll momentarily pass over the warrants paid and go to town administrator updates.
We've been finalizing everything for town meeting preparations and also finalizing a few grant items that the town has been awarded with. And I don't have anything specific in correspondence.
Okay.
No, never mind.
No.
Mention the offer and the citizen wanted to be an interim. No, okay.
I don't think so.
Upstairs, Steve,
Oh, we're upstairs?
for now, yeah.
Okay. Oh, I see.
Can't really do the minutes either, because she has the minutes.
Yeah.
Did you?
The school committee?
Finance committee's upstairs.
With school committee?
Oh, I don't know where school committee is. Jason went that way too.
Okay,
might be
that's
at-
where we're,
I think you
School
can go on
committee's
remote.
tomorrow at 7.
Yeah.
right, but there's a meeting at 5 with finance committee.
Yeah, that's
Fine.
That's
upstairs.
Thank you. That's where we need to be.
It's okay.
This is all very interesting, but I don't think I have
Fair enough.
anything to do with it.
Can you do the minutes?
Yeah, I mean, we don't really have them for her, I guess. We don't necessarily have a read for her, so. Okay, I make a motion to approve the minutes as written for March 23rd and April 6th. Do we have a second to that
Second.
motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Hi.
Geez,
$140.
140?
Yeah, it's for some toner. Because we did meetings, so I had the big one last week.
Okay.
Mm.
Usually they're not this close. Takes
a
me a
good
couple
week.
True.
weeks to get
It's
like.
true.
So I went, oh my gosh, that's right, we did a. It was for toner.
All right. The dates to remember would be the Board of Selectmen's regular open meetings, which are subject to change, would be April 27th, and 5/13, which will also be a town meeting, and then 5/18 to follow. Times will be announced, and these meetings will be posted ahead of time. And then we have to wait on FinCom, pretty much,
No, it's fine.
That's cute.
at this point.
While we're waiting, I just wanted to give a shout out to a young man by the name of Peter Bombach. I hope I'm pronouncing that last name correctly. He's the Eagle Scout candidate that came to the board with permission for his Eagle Scout project, which was the renovation and cleaning up of the snack shack at the Holt Field, and the project has been completed. Looks great, and so thank you and good luck to him, and best wishes as he becomes an Eagle Scout. And while I'm at it, congratulations and good luck for a great season for the Athletic Association. They had their opening day yesterday, which went quite well as well, so good luck to them, and yeah.
Excellent. At this time, we're going to be having a joint open meeting with the FinCom, who are upstairs, as always discussed with some people looking for them. So we are awaiting their arrival at 5:30.
Do you want to take a recess so he can?
Yeah, we can do that.
Stop recording.
Yep. And we're going to take a momentary recess until FinCom arrives here.
He gave you the thumbs up.
Okay, we are back from recess for the joint open meeting in discussion with the Plympton Finance Committee.
Did you vote on the other sections of the budget that were remaining yet?
No, we did not.
Okay, have you taken any votes at 5 o'clock?
No.
Okay, all right. Do you want to start with the budget?
Sure.
Okay. So the first section that we had on hold, so to speak, was the total insurance and pension group. And the numbers in red were the estimated figures that you were considering. Were you ready to vote on that group?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. I know there was a question about, at some point, I think probably not this year, that the selectmen had mentioned that they would like to see the group health insurance contribution by the town increased, but this is probably not the time to be doing it. It's a good idea, it's a good goal, but you can see that we have a $675,000 recommended amount rather than a requested amount of $877,500. Is there a motion to accept the recommended amount?
Vote the total.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to accept the total insurance and pension of $1,913,672.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
It's unanimous.
Then you had already voted the total selectmen section, but we did have to go back and make a modification to budget line number 259, which is in red. It has increased by $1,300, and that is in the way of a contractual stipend for facilities maintenance.
Can you explain that a little more?
The person who is currently serving in that role negotiated a contractual agreement to increase the annual stipend from $5,200 to $6,500 for those services.
Okay. Is it a one-year agreement or multiple years? or-
It's a
Three.
three-year
It's a
agreement.
three-year agreement? Okay.
That stipend doesn't go up.
Correct.
The stipend will not increase, though. It'll be.
Excuse me?
The stipend will
stipend
not
is
increase. It'll be
fixed.
65
Fixed.
for
Okay.
3 years.
Right.
All right.
And the person, that's the executive administrator is in that role?
Yes.
Is there a motion for the total selectmen section?
I'll make a motion to accept the total selectmen section as written.
Second, is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
It's unanimous.
The next section that you had remaining to vote on was the total veterans section.
Yes.
Should I abstain? Because I are one.
No, I don't think you have to abstain, because you are one.
Me too.
Are there any questions about that? The total veterans line of $71,280. Is there a motion? You thinking about it?
Yeah, I'm just looking.
Okay.
Liz, could you refresh our memory just on what that increase was for?
The veterans' benefits have increased. It's for dental care. There was some needed roof repairs, and the town does receive those funds back again, but sometimes it takes upwards of a year plus
Right.
to get them back.
So we're effectively pre-funding what we would get back?
Correct.
Right.
And we received 75%, correct, of those funds back?
I believe so.
Yes.
I believe it's 75. I can check that number with Roxanne.
That's correct.
They are in a deficit for this year, so that's why it's important that it be properly funded for next year.
And the reimbursement that we would receive on that would go directly towards the veterans as well? Is that a direct reimbursement to that? Or?
Does that go to the general fund? It's a general fund reimbursement.
back to replenish what we
Yep.
pre-fund.
Right. I'll make a motion to approve the total veterans line as written.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
It's approved. That brings us to the schools.
So you had already taken care of Dennett, but we had the regional school section remaining to vote on.
Is there any discussion on the regional school?
I have a question, if I may.
Sure.
The number that's listed here, the 3.5 million, that includes the deferred maintenance payback? I'm not a fan.
We discussed that with, tonight again, with Justin Frazier, if you want, do you want to hear from him?
Through you if I'm allowed.
I would agree to that. Mr. Frazier, would you like to speak towards that, sir?
Yes, please, thank you.
Thank you.
So the Silver Lake Regional School Committee has some mortgages that are rolling off on the two buildings currently, carrying about $1.3 million in loans. One of those is rolling off, and we would like to recapture that loan that's rolling off to help us with our deferred maintenance plan. Right here, I have a 120-page architectural and engineering report that shows we have $55 million worth of projects that need to be done a year ago. If we carry these over a 10-year period with escalation costs and inflation, we estimate it's closer to $73 million. Now, those buildings are the two most valuable pieces of real estate Plympton owns. We own 11% of both those buildings, which are valued at $500 million. That's how much it would cost to replace them. Now, to make this more palatable to the towns, we are one of the departments that took the largest hit in personnel. We brought in a 2.5% budget increase for the Silver Lake Regional School Committee. That cost us 6 teachers, 3 paraprofessionals, a custodian, and an administrator. We cut over $600,000 in personnel alone from our budget this year to try and bring in a number that was palatable to the towns. Now, you may see a large number for Silver Lake for Plympton, but let me remind all gathered that last year we were close to a 0. This happens periodically with assessments. We have peaks and valleys. It just happened to be a year where we had a peak. It does not reflect the additional $700,000. That's not why the peak exists. I do want to say that the Kingston Finance Committee and Board of Selectmen voted favorably unanimously on this item, and the Board of Selectmen in Halifax said if they weren't facing their current fiscal situation, that they thought this was a brilliant way to handle the deferred maintenance. You could look at it as catastrophic insurance policy that will cost Plympton about $67,000 this year. Happy to answer any questions. Thank you for your time.
Why is everybody looking at me? I think my concern, first of all, thank you. I know you were the author of this plan, so thank you for coming up with it. It is a excellent idea, and I appreciate you being creative on that. However, my concern is if the school department, the regional school department has mismanaged the maintenance of the buildings for decades, who's to say they're going to do a better job now when we give them the money? So I just want, is there a plan to, I mean, if they've screwed it up to the tune of 55 million, I mean, that doesn't happen overnight. You know, you didn't wake up this morning and $55 million stuff needs to be done. Obviously, it's accumulated. They have, I'm sure there were solid reasons at the time, but they've dropped the ball. And you know, I'm concerned that if we give them this money, there's no guarantee that it won't happen again. So that's my primary concern. My secondary concern, before you start speaking, is that I know that because of the structure of the way this debt comes off, that this money directly affects our ability on the local level to use that money for other projects in town. So because this was a debt exclusion originally, so I understand ultimately, the bottom line for the townspeople is that their contribution is not going to change, but the reality of that is, next year, yes, it's $67,000 this year, next year it's gonna be $150,000. That $150,000 is $150,000 we are not going to be able to spend on something within the town of Plympton, and that concerns me as well. Sure, please, absolutely.
So my response to your second part of the statement you made was the fact that we're not asking for a $50 million bond, which Plympton would own $5 million of, does leave you more capacity to bond out other projects for the town. I know it doesn't necessarily allow you to use the cash on hand from the tax base. So there's two sides to that coin. As for your first statement of this maintenance has been mismanaged and mishandled, part of the issue is we've been working within the constraints of the financial realities of our three communities. We have had a capital plan for over 10 years, since I've been on that committee. We did a structural analysis, which is called the building envelope study, and we have put about $6 million into those buildings over the past 10 years with the blessing of the boards of selectmen and select boards, and with the finance committees from the towns, utilizing excess and deficiency funds. We have come before the towns on several occasions for some warrant articles as well. This most recent engineering and assessment report brought to light some items that we were ignorant of, and we plan on using this as our pathway forward to make sure that we're taking care of the projects in the proper order and not picking willy-nilly from the air, since the school committee members are not experts in facilities maintenance. And there are safeguards under MGL and CMR to make sure any of the funds put into the Silver Lake Stabilization Fund can only be utilized for physical plant and capital needs. I don't know if anybody would like me to recite those specific CMRs and MGLs.
I'm sure it's in your hand there somewhere.
It is.
No, thank you.
I don't think that's necessary.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Frazier.
Mr. Chair.
Yes, sir. Mr. Williamson?
Just one other thought, I know that not all of this came out overnight, but, you know, we've had significant cost escalations, particularly HVAC. We bought a unit on the top of the Dennett in 2020, it was $30,000. Same unit today is estimated to be $80,000 to $90,000. So unfortunately, some of what's in that plan and some of what is in that second number of the 70 million in there is because of these escalations that don't seem to be grounded in reality, but that's what the price is. So I think the number is bigger now than if we looked at it in 2019. And probably they wouldn't have it at 50 million today in 2019. So just a point of note.
Thank you.
All right, thank you for your input.
Thank you, Madam Chairman.
Is there any further discussion? Is there a motion made on this?
There was not.
There was not.
Not yet.
All right. Is there a motion to approve the regional school requested amount?
I'll make a motion to approve the regional schools requested amount as written.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
It's unanimous. All right.
Okay, so they've approved the entire budget with a recommended amount of $16,179,691. So now we'd be looking for a vote of the board, unless you have any specific questions or you want to go back to
Since we have,
anything.
a few people in attendance, I don't know if you want to just at least quickly review each section or not bother.
It's up to you. Do
What do you think?
No, I mean, we can.
you want me to go through?
Yeah, I
Take
think,
a vote.
we've got
Okay.
audience participation, we might as
All
well
right, let's go through.
take advantage of it.
Do you want to see if anybody has questions on
That's
each
up to him.
particular
He's-
total
he's-
section?
He's the chair.
No, I think we can open it up to discussion if we want to.
One question.
Yes, Ms. Hart?
Has it been considered that with the funding that we're planning on using so much out of general stabilization this year, that when we do go to bond something new, probably our bond rating is gonna be dropped again? We were already dropped last year, and probably with that big a percentage of our stabilization rainy day savings fund being spent, we should need to assume that we're gonna be spending a lot more to do any projects we decide to do that we decide to bond. We won't be getting the kind of rates we were getting before. Want to make sure that people at that time, you read out.
Do we know what the drop in rating was from last year and how that affected us monetarily?
I believe we went from a AA+ to a AA.
Right.
But what is that translated into dollars? Was it a-
That's hard to,
Yeah, that, I'm not sure.
it's just when you put things out to bid, who's willing to take
Yeah.
up your bids.
I understand, but
It didn't seem
if we don't
to-
have a figure, we can't really,
Right,
we can't
Right.
emphasize the
correct.
hurt
You'd
it's
need
gonna,
a-
we're gonna feel
You
over
would need a
this.
figure in a project
Yeah.
and then,
But do we have any projects that were incorporated into our plan with that downgrade that we could identify? And, because it could be a $3,000 difference, or it could be a $33,000 difference.
Right.
But to make the
Right.
general statement, I think is irresponsible without a number to attach to it.
correct, and we don't have a specific number to attach to it at this point. We would know more, like, say, for example, if they were going forward again with another proposal for the fire station, for example, that would be like a pretty good test as far
But do you see
as-
what I'm saying? You could say that
Right,
the way that comes across is, it could be taken either way.
correct. It could be a big issue or a rather small.
And I'm not
issue.
suggesting it's small, but
Right,
it's an inflammatory statement as put out. And I don't mean that to be disrespectful. It just,
I just said it should be
Yeah.
something that's on people's minds.
but without a number, we don't know
right, right,
how
What
that
the
actually.
specific impact?
right.
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 No, I appreciate that comment.
Yeah, I didn't mean that in a bad way.
So you want to go line by line?
Why
Just
don't
go
we go
section-
section by
Section by
section?
section? Okay. All right. So, open it up to any discussion on the total insurance and pension?
Does anybody have questions on the total insurance and pension group? None? Any questions on total general government? Let me try to scroll slower. questions on assessors? Town clerk. Accountant, tax, and treasurer. Oops. Total selectmen. Board of Health. Public Works. Protection of personal property.
You also had tree warden before that, right?
It's part of this.
Yeah, okay.
Building department. Fire EMS. Police services. Utilities. Emergency dispatch services. Veteran services. Library. I scrolled a little quick there. Library. Local school. And then we just went over regional schools. And then we have our reserve fund, police station debt. And that brings us to our total.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
So would you like to take a vote of recommendation?
Oh, yeah.
This will be Article 4 on the
Guess we're
warrant.
gonna do that.
So this would be a vote regarding, this is Article 4 on the annual town meeting warrant. Do we have a motion to
Take a
recommend?
motion to recommend Article 4 of the annual town meeting.
Second.
And all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So, I'm thinking of how to group these so that
Mhm.
it makes the most sense. Let's do the annual first.
Okay.
We've not voted on these.
Okay,
On
so
these
we can all
articles.
vote together.
Okay.
Do you want us to vote on Article 4? Because we haven't voted on that yet.
Oh, I thought you did the budget.
Well, we did, line
just
item by line, but do you want us to do officially Article 4 or no?
Sure, just, yeah, why don't you do one now for Article 4?
Is there a motion to approve Article 4 budget?
Yep, I'll vote to approve Article 4.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous, okay.
I think it might be easiest if we go through each article and whether it's just BOS or BOS and FinCom, and you guys say hold if you want to discuss something. Otherwise, we'll assume a favorable recommendation and then have you each take one vote at the end. Does that make sense? Does that work for both groups?
That's fine.
Okay.
Sure, I think so.
So Article 2 is, that's only concerning BOS, and that's the standard article for the town treasurer and the compensating balance agreements.
Okay, make a motion to accept Article 2.
Second.
We can just do them all at the
Blanket?
end.
Do you want to do it all as a
Yeah.
blanket one? Okay.
Article 3 is the updated wage and personnel chart with the 2.5% cost of living adjustment. And that is going to be a finance committee vote and a board of selectmen's vote. Article, let me just scroll here too so that people can follow along. Article 5 is a community preservation article. This is their standard kind of maintenance article that they have every year. And this one is only going to be a BOS vote. Article 6 is another community preservation article. This is for a pickleball court for the benefit of the Plympton Recreation Commission. And that's a Board of Selectmen's vote. Article 7 is for financial audits for fiscal year 2027, and this is both Finance Committee and Board of Selectmen. Article 8 is to replenish the town building and maintenance emergency article with $10,000, and that is both Finance Committee and Board of Selectmen. Article 9 is the standard chart of lease payments, and this is both Finance Committee and Board of Selectmen. Article 10 is to replenish the information technology and equipment article, and this is Finance and Board of Selectmen. Article 11 is the standard article for road construction. That's both Finance and Board of Selectmen. Article 12 is for a snow blower for the Highway Department, and it specifies what make and model or similar, and this requires Finance Committee and Board of Selectmen vote. Article 13 is only BOS. This is the standard article authorizing Chapter 90. Article 14 is for the police department authorizing a lease agreement, and the funds to make the payment on this vehicle are going to come from the police department's pre-established revolving fund. But this requires Finance and Board of Selectmen. Article 15 is $10,000 for fire department grant matching funds. And this requires both Finance and Board of Selectmen. So I think she was pursuing two different ones. So on this one, the wording is a little bit vague. I did let the fire chief know that she would have to explain at town meeting exactly the ins and outs of the grant. And I think she'll know better by then if the town is a likely candidate for it or not. Article 16 is authorizing a lease agreement and coming up with the first-year lease payment. This is for a new fire department vehicle. This is a command vehicle. This would be replacing the fire chief's vehicle. And this would require Finance and Board of Selectmen vote.
So the existing pimped-out truck becomes, becomes excess property, or does it get turned in?
Surplus.
It could
Traded in?
either be traded in, or,
I mean, that's the
or the
plan.
town could declare it as surplus and you could sell it.
Okay. Thank you.
Article 17 is the standard article from the town clerk. This is to continue funding our bylaw codification. Every year after town meeting, she has to report to E-code, and they make sure everything's up to date. Article 18 is for the assessors for real and personal property recertification, and this also requires both Finance and Board of Selectmen. Article 19 is a special legislation petition to convert the Board of Health's administrative assistant position to becoming appointed by the Board of Selectmen. And this would also require, in addition to town meeting approval, it then has to be approved at the state level. And this only requires a BOS vote. So Article 20, we can strike, thanks to the good work of our school committee representatives and Senator Dylan Fernandes. Would you like to elaborate on anything, Jason?
Which one is this for?
This is for the phone system.
Yeah,
So I'll remove
a
that.
supplemental budget just went through the State House, and Rep. Lenatra and Senator Fernandez were able to get an earmark in to cover the cost of replacing the telephones at the Dennett Elementary for us, saving us from this article. Thank you.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Article 21 is for $15,000 for repairs to the existing
Mr. Chair,
roof.
through you.
Yes, sir.
We can strike this article as well.
Okay.
Wow.
Lenatra and Senator Fernandez were able to put this into the supplemental budget as well.
Excellent. And thank you to both of them.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Mhm.
The next one is for $35,000 for a limited building assessment of Dennett Elementary School. And this would require both a finance and Board of Selectmen's vote.
Working on
You
it.
don't want to say anything?
We still have 2 more goes.
You don't want to cancel that one yet?
Working on it.
So those are the ATM articles. Hearing no holds. Are we ready to
So
take
we
the
would do
vote?
it first, and then Madam Chair, second.
Sure.
So it's kind of a blanket approval, basically?
A motion
on
of
all
favorable
roofs.
recommendation on the annual town meeting articles, unless, of course, you
Okay.
feel differently.
Okay, so I make a motion to approve the recommended by Board of Selectmen article items as stated and as just read. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Finance
Madam
Committee,
Chair?
we use fairly similar language for
Mhm.
that as well. Do you have that? Okay. Is there a motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to accept the warrant items outlined for the annual town meeting.
Affecting the Finance
Sec-
Committee?
Yep.
Second,
That affect the
Yeah,
Finance
for
Committee?
the
Yeah.
Finance Committee.
Right.
Yep.
There is a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
all right.
What's this one? Oh, it's from Tyra. That first one. Actually, I'm sorry, Christine.
Now for the special town meeting, these
These are all us.
we're gonna add finance to Articles 2 and 3 as well. So Article 1 is only the selectmen, and this is for the perpetual care fund and the prudent investment rule, which the treasurer had explained a little bit about at annual town meeting, but I will have her prepared to explain to everybody again.
But she's, came before us, too. I believe.
Correct.
We had a meeting with her, too.
And did a whole
So, in a previous,
presentation.
right.
Article 2 is for $10,000 to the OPEB account, and that requires a vote of BOS and Finance Committee. And then Article 3 is for $10,000 to the unemployment line, and that also requires both BOS and Finance Committee.
OPEB, I know we're in deficit, but are we getting anywhere close?
I don't think so,
All right, let's.
but we didn't make a contribution last year, so
No, I know,
it's
but
important
we
that
have
we-
tried to every year.
Right,
I just
right.
don't know what our projected amount is. Do you?
I don't think.
It's a lot, probably. yeah.
Yes,
Okay, all
yes,
right. All right. So spitting on a forest fire.
something like that.
All right, so who should go first? So we make a motion to approve Articles 1, 2, and 3 as read and recommended of the special town meeting warrant.
Second.
And all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And Madam Chairman?
Is there a motion to approve Articles 2 and 3 of the special town meeting warrant?
I'll make a motion to approve Articles 2 and 3 as written in the special town meeting warrant.
Second.
In favor?
Aye.
Unanimous.
I would say at this point, that closes it out, really.
We have funding sources or no?
We can discuss funding sources, but there are going to be
Changes?
some changes if we want to zero out some of the articles with like tiny amounts in them. So that still needs to be refined. But yeah, why don't we
So
go
not-
through
So we don't
it?
have to do it tonight, or we do?
Why don't we just go through it?
Okay.
Okay, as I said, I'm glad I have a copy of
You know, it comes up so small.
No way I can read that.
that. There we go.
There we go, that's a little better. So, these numbers may change a little bit. We were going to work with the town accountant to identify if there are any articles on the books that maybe have residual amounts remaining in them that should be repurposed. But obviously, there's a significant charge that will be occurring towards general stabilization. Even when we kind of cancel out some of those residual articles, it's still a significant amount. We had thought we could maybe use some of our sale of town property funds, but those are somewhat limited in purpose as far as what you can utilize those funds for.
Could those funds be used towards roads?
No. Corbo clearly outlined what the funds could be used for, and the only applicable article that we had most likely is the $10,000 grant match for the fire department. I did verify with the chief, and the grant that she's applying for, it is for kind of capital property, if you will, that has a useful life of 5 years or more. So he seemed pretty confident that we could plan on the 10,000 if she goes forward with that article to come from there, but everything else was very specific. But right now, these are the sources, and obviously we can narrow these down a little bit. For a special town meeting, we're planning to do the $20,000 on that special town meeting warrant would be coming from free cash, leaving the available balance of the $170,829, which will go towards the annual town meeting. And as far as any deficits in fiscal '26, we believe that we can address all of those successfully via line-to-line transfers and the reserve fund that still remains untouched.
Did we do 300 last year for fire EMS, or was it 250?
I think it was 275 last year.
Okay, so it is an increase, but
Yes.
not
Yes. In the first version of this, I had 275, and then I increased it when the sale of town property news came down. So, I mean, it's less than ideal, but it gets us there without needing an override. But it's something that, for anybody joining us this evening who has not been following along, this is something that the Finance Committee has been looking at very closely over the last several months, and our position is not unusual. This is not an issue that's local to Plympton. It's happening all over the state. I don't know if anybody has any questions, comments.
No,
Okay.
other than obviously we won't be able to do this next year.
No.
because-
Right, right. Right. It's not sustainable to continue on a path like this.
Nope.
What's that gonna leave in our capital stabilization? General capital stabilization?
About $500,000.
Well, it'll get replenished, so a little less than that.
That's what they're gonna look at
All right, I think we're good at this point. Anything else, Mr. Sides?
I think we should acknowledge that this is Ms. Dennehy's final Board of Selectmen meeting with us. As you all know, she's chosen to make a poor job decision and move on from the town of Plympton. But I would be remiss if we let her walk away without saying thank you on behalf of the town.
Very true.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So.
You'll
Well
be
said.
missed.
I'll miss you guys, too.
Well said.
Thank you.
I was gonna cry, so I won't say anything.
I was just waiting for the sniffles from my left,
Sorry,
so.
sorry, it's happened.
I kind of figured. We have tissue.
On Thursday, we will like to invite everybody to come here. John, don't look at me. At 11:30, we'll have some refreshments and sandwiches and a little cheese and cracker, and we'll wish Liz the best on her next chapter.
All right.
All are welcome. 11:30 here on Thursday.
Okay, well, at this moment, I make a motion to adjourn the Board of Selectmen meeting and the Finance Committee also attending us tonight as well. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your commitment to the town and getting us through this.
Absolutely.
And at this
I'll
moment.
second that, sorry.
There you go. And all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'd like to make a motion to close out the Finance Committee meeting tonight, and join session with the Board of Selectmen.
Second? Aye.
Thank you.